Hello friends, let's start maths. Chapter 2, Inverse trigonometric function. So what do you mean by inverse trigonometric function? So in 11th standard we studied the trigonometry function. So we know that sine pi by 6 equal to 1 by 2. So this is the sine function. Now if we are taking sine on the right hand side, then it becomes sine inverse 1 by 2, and here answer will be pi by 6. Similarly, if we are taking cos pi by 4, we know that it is 1 by root 2. That means if cos goes on the right hand side, then cos inverse 1 by root 2 is pi by 4. Like that we can find the values of inverse trigonometry function. Before that, we are studying domain and the codomain of the trigonometry inverse trigonometric function. Function, its domain and range. Sine inverse, its domain is minus 1 to 1 and its range will be minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Cos inverse is similar, minus 1 1 2, minus 1 to positive 1 to close interval 0 to pi. Tan inverse, it's from R to open interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Cot inverse, it is also from R to 0 to pi. Now sec inverse. We know the range of sec function is R minus 1 to 1, and from here to its range will be 0 to pi minus pi by 2. So it contains the value from the close interval 0 to pi rather than pi by 2. Now cosec inverse. It's same as R minus open interval minus 1 to 1 to range will be minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 minus 0. All the value from close interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 rather than 0. See, in the trigonometry function, these are the range of sine, cos, tan, cot, sec and cosec. So now it becomes the reverse. Range will be the domain and the domain will be the range. So sine inverse has a range minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Similarly, cos inverse has 0 to pi. Tan inverse has this. Similarly, cot, sec and cosec. Now, how we can find the values? sine inverse root 3 by 2. So we know what is the value of root 3 by 2. So that is sine pi by 3. Here in an inverse function, if sine inverse sine theta, then it equal to theta. That sine and sine inverse will cancel for that theta. But that theta must be in range of sine inverse. Whenever it is not in range of sine inverse, that means it is from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. If this is, close interval. If not, that theta is not lying between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, then we cannot cancel this one. So, put the value of root 3 by 2 in terms of sine, then it's sine inverse go, it will be pi by 3. See second example. Let sine inverse minus root 3 by 2. So this is sine inverse, and minus root 3 by 2 is sine minus pi by 3, because minus root 3 by 2 is the negative, and sine is negative in fourth quadrant, and so this is minus pi by 3. So sine cancel, because minus pi by 3 lying between minus pi by 2 to plus. So answer will be pi by 3. Say fourth one, let cos inverse 1 by root 2. Cos inverse 1 by root 2 is cos pi by 4. So answer is pi by 4. Tan inverse 1 by root 3. We can directly take the value for which theta tan become 1 by root 3. So we know that tan pi by 6 is equal to 1 by root 3. So this answer is pi by 6. Cot inverse 1. So we know that cot pi by 4 is 1. So like that we have to find the values of inverse trigonometry function. Find the values of such a function, sine inverse sine 4 pi by 3. Now, see this 4 pi by 3 doesn't belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So, we cannot cancel out sine inverse and sine. So, before that, we have to convert these. 4 pi by 3 can be written as pi plus pi by 3. So pi plus, that means sine is negative, minus sine pi by 3. Pi plus third quadrant, in third quadrant sine is negative, that means it is minus sine pi by 3, and we can write it sine minus pi by 3 also, because sine minus pi by 3 equal to minus sine pi by 3. Now sine cancel, and answer is minus pi by 3. Don't hurry. Sine inverse sine not always been cancelled. Here is 4 pi by 3 and answer is minus pi by 3. Let's similar question. Cos inverse cos 6 pi by 5. See, cos inverse cos 6 pi by 5 doesn't belongs to in 0 to pi, so it can be written as pi plus pi by 5, so it is 6 pi by 5, and cos inverse minus cos pi by 5. Now cos, that minus can't go inside. See, 1 second. Before that we are using some formula for negative values. Sin inverse minus x equal to minus sin inverse x. Cos inverse minus x equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Tan inverse minus x equal to minus tan inverse x. Cot inverse minus x is pi minus cot inverse x. Sec inverse minus x is also pi minus sec inverse x. And cosec inverse minus x is minus cosec inverse x. This is the basic formula, or it's called the first theorem of this chapter. Remember these values for formulas for the negative values of inverse function. Using that, we will see the second question. So cos inverse cos pi plus pi by 5, and that is cos inverse minus cos pi by 5. Third quadrant cos is negative. Now use this one. If negative sign is inside the bracket, so negative sign goes outside the bracket and it will be written pi minus, so it is pi minus cos inverse cos pi by 5. So it is pi minus, now it can be cancelled because pi by 5 is in the domain of cos and the range of cos inverse 0 to pi. So it is cancelled, pi minus pi by 5, pi 1 ja pi, pi 1 ja 5, 5 minus 1, 4 pi by 5. This is the value. Now for a negative values of Dirac we can find using these formulas. Tan inverse minus root 3. So it can be written minus tan inverse root 3, and minus tan inverse root 3 is pi by 3. Second one, let sec inverse minus root 2. Sec inverse minus root 2. Sec inverse minus x. Pi minus sec inverse root 2. And what is the value of sec inverse root 2? It is pi minus pi by 4, 3 pi by 4. Like that we can find the values. Now I am sending you this lecture as well as the small worksheet regarding this value. You understand this, and after that in the next session we will go add from this first theorem to next theorem. Okay, goodbye, see you soon.